Where can you experience 2 theme parks with free unlimited food, rides with a little to no wait, smaller crowds, and unique entertainment all rolled into 2 incredible nights? At the Orlando Informer Meetup, of course. Hey everybody, it's Mo. I'm back again with another video. This time we are at Islands of Adventure to kick off the first night of one of the hottest events in Orlando. We are all checked in. We have our credentials in this neat little packet. Inside we have our actual event tickets. We also have complimentary gift cards, $15 worth for each night. One for tonight, one for tomorrow night, or we can use it however we want. But it's $15 on each card that we can use for food, for merchandise, or whatever. And the great thing about these cards is that they don't have an expiration date. How awesome is that? I already looked at the menu, and there are a lot of restaurants that are participating in the Informer that are offering free food. I think the main places that we're going to focus on at Islands of Adventure is Three Broomsticks, Wimpy's, and there was one more place, right? What was it? Thunder Falls. So yeah, and we'll likely stop off at Auntie Anne's maybe the next hour or so just to tide us over until the real action begins. We still had some time to go before the restaurants opened for the free food, so we decided to go over to Marvel Island and stop at Auntie Anne's to buy some pretzels using our gift cards. I don't have to say much about these pretzels because if you know, you know. It's after 8 o'clock. It's actually a little bit after 8:30, so regular park guests are still making their way out of the park. Lots of Orlando Informer guests are already here, including myself and Jay. We're just kind of milling around, trying to figure out what we're gonna ride first. We really don't have a game plan. Tonight is a night for lots of food, lots of rides, so what are we waiting for? Let's get going. Since we're already in Seuss Landing, we might as well jump on the Seuss trolley train. Yeah, we might as well, especially since the sunset is so gorgeous. We're gonna have the perfect view of it, so let's go check it out. Just got finished riding the trolley train, pretty much a walk-on. Hopefully every single ride tonight is going to be just that, a walk-on. Most of the regular park guests have already made their way out, so you can tell the crowds are thinning out quite a bit. It's only 8:30 in the evening. The free food doesn't start until 9 o'clock, and this long line has already formed in front of Three Broomsticks. We decided to just skip the rides for the last 30 minutes and just get in line for food. But my thing is these crowds. I mean, it looks like a regular park day. They have everything set up to where it's like buffet style, and right here in front of me, they have a serving station. I believe that's a shepherd pie serving station. So at this station, they have all the fish and chips. At this station, I have the shepherd's pie and the apple pie. Hey. I immediately noticed that not every drink that's offered during regular park hours was available tonight, but they did have frozen butterbeer, iced tea, apple cider, pumpkin juice, pear cider, and lemonade. We found a somewhat quiet table right in front of the Hogshead Bar, and we have a nice little setup here. I got the vegan mushroom shepherd's pie. We have fish and chips. Jay got fish and chips, and we also have the apple pie. We also have 3 drinks. We've got frozen butterbeer. We've got pumpkin juice, and then this is a pear cider. I'm very excited to try the pear cider. I've never had it before, and I'm so glad that I tried the pumpkin juice because I don't like the bottled pumpkin juice. The fountain version is so much better. The vegan mushroom shepherd's pie was okay. The crust was amazing, but the filling, lots of jackfruit, that's good. Lots of mushrooms. The gravy was okay. I give it 6 out of 10. The apple pie has an all crumble crust as opposed to a traditional pie crust. Great flavor, but just a little on the sweet side. Overall, 7 out of 10. Right now it's about 10:30 at night. We just got finished eating in Three Broomsticks, and take a look outside. I mean, my goodness, it looks like a regular park day. I honestly did not expect the crowds to be this big for a meetup after, you know, all the research that you do, watching other videos, watching people go to meetups. I wasn't expecting this kind of crowd. Now we're making our way over into the Jurassic Park section to Thunder Falls Terrace for our second food stop. We are now in Thunder Falls and we're just going to kind of see what they have to see if we want to try anything. Oh, wow. They have black beans and rice and grilled chicken. There's roasted chicken over here, corn. Hi. Then they have some pies, or what is this, cake? I don't know what kind of cake that is, but it looks good. Let's see. We can share that. Yeah, we're gonna share this. We got the roasted chicken. Looks like a roasted quarter chicken with potatoes and corn. And this looks really good. We decided to just get one plate as opposed to getting one for each of us, so we won't be so wasteful. We're probably not gonna eat this entire plate anyway. So let's dig in. Got a little bit of potato and chicken on my fork. Let's see what this tastes like. This is good. This is good. After our meal, we decided to stay on the island side for the rest of the evening and just get in as many rides as we possibly could. Velocicoaster was about a 20-25 minute wait, and we did that 2 times. Sadly, we weren't able to get a ride on Pterodon Flyers over at Camp Jurassic because we found out at the last minute that rides were only by lottery, so we missed out. We're just milling around because none of the rides are open at the time. I think they're transitioning from regular park hours to Orlando Informer meetup hours, and most of the rides are closed down. But the issue is that we're already 20 minutes past 8 o'clock and the Informer started at 8. So it's biting into our time, and I'm like, ugh. We're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Do we start eating? And technically we can't even do that because the free food doesn't start until 9 o'clock. So we're just kind of wandering around in limbo. As you can see, people are just kind of hanging out, waiting for Mummy to open. We can't even get into the lockers because they're in that transition phase right now. So it kind of sucks. We're looking at the app right now, and it looks like the only thing open to ride is over at Islands. Nothing at Studios is open right now, and we're at Studios. So we've been here since 7:30, and we started off on the studio side, and the only thing that we had a chance to ride is Transformers so far. We're gonna head over to Avenue Eats to see if there's anything we can snack on, and I don't think we can snack on anything because I don't see anything available. Oh boy. Finally, they have opened Mummy. Lockers are now available, so let's go ride after a half an hour wait. We were in and out of the Mummy, and since Finnegan's is right across the street, we went right over and got in line for free food. All right, we are ready for Finnegan's. Once inside the restaurant, guests made their way into the seating area, the back seating area, where there were 2 serving stations set up, both with identical menu options, so it didn't matter what side you went to. Of all the items that were available on the menu, I think I was most excited to try the Irish mac and cheese, the vegan hand pie, and the bread pudding with the whiskey sauce. Finnegan's Irish mac and cheese is not very cheesy, and I'm comparing that to what we get when you have a traditional American mac and cheese. Personally, I think American mac and cheese is better than the Irish mac and cheese, and I also think German Käsespätzle is better than the Irish mac and cheese. This bread pudding though, oh my gosh, so good. But these buffalo wings and vegan hand pie, 10 out of 10. The food was absolutely amazing at Finnegan's. Almost everything was either a 9 or a 10 out of 10. We are headed to Cafe La Bamba right now to check out what they have. Let's go. Cafe La Bamba's menu has already won me over from the first time that I tried food here, so I knew that it was going to be on point tonight as well. They had a few taco options, there's one vegan option, and then there are a few dessert options like flan and cheesecakes. I tried a mango cheesecake and it was pretty good. Day 2 has proven to be a lot quieter compared to yesterday, so I'm glad I didn't make judgment too soon. Today is completely different. The crowds are so much lower, and I'm not really sure if it's because the crowds are kind of imbalanced. Maybe there's more people over on the island side. Not really sure, but it's nice and I'm liking it so far. We're gonna make our way back to ET for a ride. Right now, ET is completely closed off, and in order to ride you have to enter from the exit, and this is actually my first time riding since they've put the construction walls up. So let's go ahead inside. I'm gonna be honest, there's really not much in Springfield that I want to try. We just did a Ladlard Donuts taste test in the previous video, so I think we're just gonna keep it moving right along through Springfield. Here we are in the London section of Universal Studios. We're gonna jump on Gringotts and then stop off to taste some ice cream. If you're a Harry Potter fan, I think you're gonna really appreciate when the crowd levels are this low. That's why I think the Orlando Informer meetup is the perfect opportunity to come and walk through the Wizarding World and really take everything in without all the crowds, without bumping into people. You can really browse and shop, cast spells, watch shows. I mean, do everything there is to do in the Wizarding World without all the pressure. And it's just a really enjoyable experience. We just got off Gringotts and we are now in front of Florian Fortescue's ice cream parlor. There's a little line inside, so we're gonna head in. This is gonna be our very first time trying this ice cream, so I'm pretty excited. Let's go inside and get in line. They pretty much have every single flavor offered. Earl Grey and lavender. I think we're gonna try that. And I wanna get the strawberry peanut butter. I think that's over here. Yeah. Even though we could have sampled every single flavor they had, we opted to only go with our top 4 choices. First, we have Harry Potter's favorite flavor ice cream, strawberry peanut butter. Then we have the regular chocolate. Next, we have chocolate chili. And lastly, Earl Grey lavender. I am so surprised at how delicious these ice cream flavors are. We tried strawberry peanut butter, chocolate chili, regular chocolate, and Earl lavender. Delicious. Whoa, everything was so good. I'm glad we got in line for ice cream when we did, because now look at it, it's out the door. So far, it's been a pretty good night. I thought it got off to a rocky start, especially with the long wait. Everything turned out pretty good so far. A team member at the check-in station made us aware of this area behind the treble clef section of Rip Ride Rockit, where there's a theater, and inside the theater, there's something very special going on inside. So we're headed in that direction now. I'm not sure what's going on, but let's see what this is all about. As soon as we stepped inside, we were greeted with really moody lighting, a real surfer California tropical vibe with really nice retro tropical music playing in the background. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really feeling this entire setup. It's the coolest thing. It's set up basically like a little club. There are mini bar stations. There are 2 different drinks offered. I should have gotten the details on those, but I did not. And we happened to be walking in just as a performance was going on. So how long did it take you guys to figure out that these dancers are actually zombies? And who knew that zombies could be so coordinated and limber? I think the whole creepy K concept is brilliant. I love the tropical theme. It's kicking off the summer with really good vibes, but yet we have this creepy zombie concept, and I think it gives a little HHN vibes at the same time, especially now that we're getting into the summer. The next major holiday is Halloween, a park favorite around here. Apparently dancing isn't the only skill these zombies have, because from what I saw, they know how to work a crowd. How you doing? You all right? Having a good night? You don't look so good. Maybe you need a little rest? Maybe a drink? Yeah? A little bit? But you're on the clock, right? Good luck. Never in my life would I ever think that I'd be holding a conversation with a zombie of all things, but here I am at the Orlando Informer meetup holding a conversation with a zombie, and that is another theme park first for my books. I really love all the creativity and imagination that Orlando Informer and Universal puts into all these special events and attractions and such, so I must give props where they are due. All these good vibes and good fun just makes me excited for what's to come at the next meetup. Just when I thought this experience couldn't get any better, who shows up? Frankenstein's monster and his bride. Now, if that's not a must-do photo op, then I don't know what is. So we just left the Orlando Informer. You know, I don't know the actual name of it, but I'm just gonna call it the Orlando Informer Zombie Tiki Bar Lounge. But it was cool. Frankenstein's monster and his bride was there. There was a little dance routine. We had kind of walked in on the middle of it, so we didn't catch the whole thing, but it was really good. Well, we're kind of getting ready to close out the evening. Most of the rides have closed down because of the noise ordinance in the area, so we're going to jump on Jimmy Fallon. It's one of the few rides that are open right now on this section of the park. Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon was actually our last ride of the night, and just like that, the Orlando Informer June 2023 meetup was over. With this being our very first meetup, we had a lot of expectations. Many of them were met, but many of them were not. I think there were a lot of factors at play that we have to take into consideration, some of which were beyond anyone's control. I think the biggest thing was the Informer followed a major holiday, Memorial Weekend, and I should have expected a lot more people coming to this particular meetup, and I think that accounts for the much larger crowds that we saw. For me, I think another negative was how late the meetup started. I think the meetup should actually start a lot sooner. Although we're able to enter the park at 5 o'clock, I think the actual meetup should start at 5, maybe 6 o'clock instead of 8. Considering that the parks must abide by a noise ordinance and close certain rides down by a certain time, starting the meetup at an earlier hour will help maximize the time of meetup guests so that they don't have to choose between standing in line for the free food at different restaurants or standing in line to ride rides. Two other major factors to consider is that the park needs time to allow regular park guests to exit and also to transition from regular park hours to meetup park hours. And as you saw earlier in the video, while waiting to ride the Mummy and to obtain a locker, it took about a half an hour before we were allowed to do that because they were in the middle of that transition period. So like I said, if the meetup would start earlier in the evening, it would allow enough time for all those major points. If you attended this meetup or any other meetup in the past, let me know in the comments and share your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, and until the next video, see ya!